on the cop, but they are just not. I'm up in the club, stacking the dump stuff.
Welcome everybody here to. Oh, sorry about that. Welcome everybody to Sports Talk Network, to this channel, and welcome to tonight's video, tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night Raw review here of September 25th, 2017. And as I say every time there is a 25th of the month, it's my monthly birthday, as I was born on the 25th in April, back in the year of 1988. So I am 29 years old. Going to be 30 around WrestleMania time next year. That's why I hope to be at WrestleMania there in New Orleans to celebrate, have early birthday vacation fun time thing, and going to my very first WWE event, and that being WrestleMania. We'll see if I can do that, whether it's a superstar helping me get there, like I almost did last year with Goldberg, or other friends, or just myself being able to get enough money to be able to do that. But hopefully that will be the case for the Big Bash of 30 years old. Point being is every 25th, it's to me just a thing of a monthly birthday in the end, because that's kind of what it is. It's not celebrated in actuality. It's just my little thing. Point being, also a little thing that I have, well, might as well, since I'm talking about myself here, in a personal sense. October 1st is coming up here shortly, and in my own mind, I have October 1st to January 1st is the holiday. So for me personally, the holidays are starting in a couple of days. Again, for me, it's October 1st to January 1st, because I like to include Halloween as part of the holidays of the holidays, holiday of the holidays, to include, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So, I don't know, just another random thing to bring up. But again, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, pretty good show. Seth freaking Rollins joining, Lapis Gamer joining. Welcome to like the video. Thank you for stopping by. For however long you do stop by. And if you do stay here, welcome to share your thoughts on the live chat as we go through Monday Night Raw and everything that happened from start to finish. Of course, the ending was certainly interesting, and obviously we'll talk about that when we get to that point. Here we see Seth freaking Rollins saying first, and Lapis saying I missed Raw because of Monday Night Football, so came here for the review. Well, thank you. I appreciate you choosing me to get your review for the show. I always appreciate that. Anyways, moving right along, let's talk about the show that was. Again, tonight, Monday Night, Monday Night Raw, though, Raw after No Mercy, that was last night. And as I can actually get this tab to load, that would be nice. All right, there we go. Roman Reigns appearing on Miz TV, back and forth there. I actually enjoyed that segment as it was promoted from last night, even with the interaction between the Miz and Kurt Angle, and the Miz wanting that and getting it. Not only was it going to happen, but it was going to open the show. Now, with how things went with Monday Night Raw tonight, I kind of wish that this closed the show and not the Cruiserweight thing and that opening. But I don't know. It is what it is. It be what it be. And I'm soon going to have to, or I soon will be doing my Insta poll while I'm reviewing. But anyways, Roman Reigns appearing on the Miz TV, like the interaction back and forth, Miz and Roman Reigns were bringing up, or I forget which one, but about if the Miz and the Miztourage face the Shield. I think Roman Reigns was the one that brought up, saying you don't want none of us. If that was the case, if they all came back, and it looks like that may be happening, especially what happens shortly later on. Next thing was Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan defeating the Miztourage. Jeff Hardy unable to compete due to injury, so Matt Hardy taking with Jason Jordan. Hey, for the first time in a couple of weeks, Jason Jordan not starting off the show. Technically, he's starting off the show in wrestling terms, an actual match, because the opening was the Miz TV segment with Roman Reigns, which wasn't a match, obviously. So Jason Jordan technically keeping that streak if you want to talk about matches. But then again, one of the times he was opening the show, it wasn't a promo. So point is, he didn't start off the show in any way, but he did have the first match of the night, being that tag team match, him and Matt Hardy. Again, Jeff not being able to wrestle due to injury, defeating the Miztourage. They're already there with Roman Reigns. There you go. Elias defeating Apollo Crews. Not too much to say about there, except for Titus O'Neil actually getting physical and attacking Elias, because Elias attacked Titus outside the ring during the match. So maybe let's build up to that action. Since Elias defeated Apollo in the pre-show of the pay-per-view that was last night, might as well move it forward I guess, just in the simple way of having Elias facing Titus O'Neil. And it's interesting, I see his name is now just simply Elias, not Elias Sampson. So at some point, everybody loses their last name, I guess, in their wrestling names if you're in WWE at some point. So Apollo Crews at some point might be just be Apollo. Titus O'Neil, Titus. Everybody just first name basis, easier to remember. And all the other reasons that they do that, i.e. Cesaro. TJP, remember TJ Perkins? His was shortened to an acronym. Anyways, moving right along. I know I shouldn't care about that, but I don't know. I do. I want to make sure I'm looking here in the chats. All right, moving right along. Braun Strowman attacking Kurt Hawkins and then asking for a real opponent and getting the lunatic himself, Dean Ambrose, being the crazy guy to accept that challenge and face Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman defeating the Raw Tag Team Champion Dean Ambrose, but still was a good effort to showing I was like this. Dean Ambrose was the one that answered the call. I was thinking maybe Dean Ambrose because of that character being lunatic cringe, being this and that it would make sense for him to answer the call, even though he probably wouldn't win. No matter who was going to come out there, it didn't really matter whether it was Dean Ambrose or anybody else. They were going to lose. Maybe there, what I would have liked, have Samoa Joe come back, quote unquote, because it seems like he's been gone for a long time, even though that's not the case. But it seems that way to me. But maybe I feel that way because I'm doing so much in a week and all this other stuff that these days and weeks are longer than they actually are to me. Like it seems like it was further away. But point being is, since I haven't seen Samoa Joe in a while, at least to me, that maybe then you have Samoa Joe being the one to confront Braun Strowman and not even having a match, just having maybe a battle, as in fight, all brawl in a way, kind of like between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, at least the lead up to, not the match itself, because the match itself was kind of disappointing and to some, and even to me, myself, and I. Which, by the way, that's a new TV show on CBS. Good show. But anyways, Braun Strowman being Dean Ambrose, okay, it makes sense to have Dean in there. And you guys know that I am a fan of Dean, but I think it would have been cool to that having being Samoa Joe, and you have a feud right there of Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe. Right? It's like, where's Braun Strowman going to go next, right? It's not going to be with Dean Ambrose, because like I said, I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have other things going on moving forward. The Miz and the Miztourage. But moving right along, Mickie James confronting the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss coming out there being her awesome, sexy, braggadocious heel champion self. And she did say some words about Mickie in the Raw Talk last night. I kind of missed it because I didn't watch that because I was doing my review of the show, of the pay-per-view, but I'm going to have to check it out here afterwards. So I will unfortunately not be able to expound upon what exactly she said about Mickie, beyond maybe what she just said is of calling Mickie James an old lady, which in the way she is, and there's no way she's going to be winning the championship at TLC because it seems like that's what we're going moving forward to. Like I was wondering, where is Alexa Bliss going to go now after winning a Fatal 5-Way, kind of knocking out 4 of your competitors, obviously in that way, even though you didn't pin all 4 of them. But the point being is, winning a Fatal 5-Way with 4 contenders, that's kind of what it seems like it's doing. And you have Bayley and Sasha already seem like made talent in the women's division in totality. But where are we going to go moving forward with Emma and Nia Jax? That's why I say, as much as I might want Paige on SmackDown Live, maybe Paige being on Raw might be back on Raw where she was drafted, where she technically belongs, to have a feud with Emma might actually do something for Emma. Even though Emma's not going to be winning the feud, at least she's in some bigger feud, especially when you're feuding with someone that just came back from being away for a year or more. But either way, Mickie James to face Alexa Bliss at TLC for the Raw Women's Championship. See, that is to be the future. And Raw Tag Team Champion, or one half for the Raw Tag Team Champions, Seth Rollins defeating Sheamus in a one-on-one match. Cesaro there talked about how with his teeth situation had to have emergency dental surgery, or will have to have surgery, but I guess saw a dentist and this and that. But the match itself was pretty good with Rollins and Sheamus in a one-on-one match. Both are really good. Both former world champions. Don't forget that Sheamus is a former champion, and the re-champion, just as Seth Rollins is, or was. But here's the biggest thing I want to talk about. The match was the Roman Reigns versus the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Roman gets the win. Then The Miz and the Miztourage attack him, and they do the whole Shield fist bump thing, which probably will be the thumbnail picture for this review, as it kind of should be, because that's kind of should have maybe almost is probably going to be the return of the Shield. It's awesome. If I wasn't using Enzo's theme, I would have used the Shield's theme for the intro and outro for this episode of the Raw review. But due to what happened in the main event, I chose what I chose. But seeing that and seeing that image, as much as I was pissed off, I want to go through the TV and rip Miz apart for him and the Miztourage for doing that, it's building up to it. You're supposed to be hating it. He's doing his job. He's actually doing really well and has done really well as that heel, because he pisses people off like me and others in the fan in the WWE universe, because that is his job. Making us care more than really we should. Get us invested more than maybe we really should. I don't think it's a bad thing to care, because hey, because you invested, you're a big fan. You are a fan in actuality. If you didn't care at all, then you shouldn't be in pro wrestling. You shouldn't watch it at all and move on with your life and do other things that you enjoy. You're more the merrier, and find happiness in other things that you watch, as in TV and shows there. Sports, regular television, comedies, wrestling, whatever. Point being is, as a WWE fan, and specifically in this seems like new feud, Roman Reigns and The Miz, really, what could be, who knows, but it's more so probably going to be the Shield against Miz and the Miztourage, because the Miz and the Miztourage with Alex and Curtis Axel doing the Shield fist bump there at the end. Again, that probably will be my thumbnail for this episode after it renders and goes to the channel. I'm internally, I'm squealing and fanboying about it, because I'm really excited and look forward to the Shield coming back. And why not come back now? You have a long enough time to have the Shield back, and then you have Roman Reigns on his journey to become WWE Universal Champion. You will have Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Maybe even by that time the Shield is broke up again or still together. Whatever, doesn't really matter. But you still have enough time between right now or whenever it does actually happen, maybe next week, maybe sooner rather than later, so you can have a nice long run, maybe even to WrestleMania or to the pay-per-view before Mania. However, whatever. The Shield. There you go. So I certainly hope that is what's going to go down there. Because I certainly say, yeah, I think the Shield are going to come back. That's what I think is going to happen next. And hopefully that is the case. So, yeah, build up the Shield. I think that's certainly what's going to be happening. Whether it doesn't happen until TLC, it's teased by either both sides and everybody and what and it just doesn't happen until the pay-per-view itself. And the pay-per-view is like the match is actually a 3-on-1 handicap match or 1-on-1 Reigns versus Miz, and Miz tries to get involved either during or after, as they usually would anyways. And then the Shield reform, and then you have the big moment in the Raw after TLC, heading into Survivor Series, I think. Yeah, because that's the last pay-per-view for Raw before Survivor Series. So maybe that could be the case. You have that happen, October. You have the Shield come back together at that point. I certainly hope that is to be the case. But obviously, we'll see. Finn Balor defeats Goldust and then Bray Wyatt. I could care less about both things. I really could. I'm sorry. But it was part of Raw, and I wanted to let this game and everybody else know about what went down with Finn Balor and Goldust. Actually had a backstage segment before this match actually happened, or a little bit before. I think it was even actually before the Roman Reigns Miz match backstage, and when Goldust was telling Finn he didn't need the help, and then Finn apologized, saying I didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. I'll back off, sort of thing. And then Goldust seemed like he was like, okay. They did like their own little fist bump, that little like a dab to each other thing, and then Goldust knocked him and attacked him, and then Finn went to Kurt Angle, I guess, and had this match made, and then they had the match Finn Balor defeating Goldust, and then again, like I said, Bray Wyatt thing with the kids singing Bray Wyatt's theme song. Remember that back when John Cena faced Bray Wyatt in Hell in a Cell match? Difference is the kid wasn't out there actually in the ring or near the ring. This just was a voice. Kid had some good chops. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be used. But kid singing could even been audio from the same kid from the Cena Wyatt feud. But either way, that's what went down the mind or the psyche stuff. But if they're continuing Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt feud, which it seems like that is the case, because why not have that and then have them part of the Team Raw for Survivor Series, which is interesting because last year Bray Wyatt was part of Team SmackDown, because remember The Undertaker showed up on a SmackDown Live heading into Survivor Series, giving them a pep talk. And Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose were over there, of course. Then you had, Superstar shake-up, and then, things happen. But point being is, okay, fine, you want to move forward and have the ending being, the end game being at TLC, but then I still don't get it. At least to me, why have Finn Balor win both as the Demon and as the Man? I guess in the storyline makes sense, but still, if it's then going to continue and Bray Wyatt getting another chance to win, and even if Bray wins, that doesn't mean he wins the feud. Even if he wins it in a gimmick match, in a TLC, in a TLC or 3 Stages of Hell match, which it would be maybe Steel Cage, TLC, or Steel Cage, something else, and TLC. Because you would make TLC the last one, because you're at that pay-per-view with namesake, so might as well. But anyways, no matter what they would have, no matter even if they would have that 3 Stages of Hell, or just a TLC match, or a ladder match, or just I don't give a crap what kind of match it would be, and what gimmick kind of match it would be, I could care less, even if Bray Wyatt wins. And that does not mean that Bray Wyatt wins the feud, if he even wins and defeats Finn Balor, because a lot of people say they don't care about the how many wins and losses. It kind of doesn't matter, especially when it has to do with a feud. Finn Balor has 2 wins at a pay-per-view to Bray's 1. So in the end, Finn won the feud, even though Bray Wyatt would win the last match, being a big gimmick match. You would think he would go into that one 1-1. That's why I predicted Bray Wyatt to win last night, because I had a feeling they would continue it. So after you have the feud end there in a gimmick match, like I said, TLC or whatever, or specifically one of the acronyms of TLC and those kind of matches, tables, ladders, or just a simple chair match, whatever. And then you have Finn win that and then winning the feud. But no, we had Finn win last night as Club Baylor Finn after Bray Wyatt even attacked him when the match started, or before the match started as he's entering. I don't know, it's just weird to me. So even if Bray wins, all the Bray Wyatt fans can't say, oh, he won the feud now. Pooh, that's just wrong. Incorrect. At least to my mind's eye, and I'm sure to most in the WWE universe. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like Bray Wyatt. I'm saying that because that's fact. As my friend Joe Cronin would say, hashtag fact. Because indeed, that's what that would be. Sorry to burst that bubble, Bray Wyatt fans, but let them be the facts that they be. What else is a fact is Enzo Amore is the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion. I may not like that fact. It might not be the fact that I thought that should be and should be, but it is. That is to be. Enzo Amore, Cruiserweight Champion, main event segment. I was having a feeling, at least when we got to halfway through the show, I didn't feel it right away, as maybe I should have, but so I can't say I knew it from the start. But halfway through, I had a feeling with how it was promoted that it was going to be the main event segment of Enzo Amore in the celebration, especially with each cutting in with Kurt Angle and other in the cruiserweights and other little backstage things with Enzo Amore. So early in the evening, to build this up, especially for Lapis Gamer who missed Raw and coming here for the review, Enzo Amore backstage with Kurt Angle, worried about getting attacked from the cruiserweight division, from any of the superstars part of the cruiserweight division, let alone Neville, his dang self wanting revenge. So he gets Kurt Angle to sign this thing that says and states, making a decree, that if anyone from the cruiserweight division attacks Neville during his celebration, that they forfeit their opportunity at the Cruiserweight Championship. Okay, so I'm just setting that up. Simply, I mean, you can, I'm sure they have a video on WWE YouTube channel, specifically between Kurt Angle and Enzo. I'm sure they will. To set it up for people that miss Raw anyways, that go over there, you get the reviews that way, just watching video clips, which is fine, but hopefully Lapis Gamer sends others this way to hear the reviews, because hey, from what I hear from my colleagues now, that do Raw reviews and otherwise, that they hear from their own fans that go to their channels for reviews as their number one source. They don't even watch the shows Raw, SmackDown. They go to that person's channel to hear that person's review of it because they enjoy it, and also because they respect that person's opinion, and they'd rather just not just watch the show and they can just get it and consume all of Raw from what that YouTuber says about Raw or SmackDown or whatever show. Like, there are fans that are out there that do that don't watch the shows and just go with the reviews, and then after seeing the reviews, they maybe watch some videos on YouTube on the WWE channel or whatever, which is fine. Hey, either you are unable to see the show because you're actually busy with life things, work and otherwise, or because you just didn't want to. But I hope people do. If you didn't miss the Raw, definitely check out the YouTube clip. I'm sure, like I said, it'll be there of what happened here during Enzo's celebration. So Enzo comes out being Enzo. You can't teach that whole sticking thing that's so popular for some reason. Anyways, then he comes to the ring being braggadocious and having this jersey out there. In the end, he unveils it to put in the rafters and retire because he's greatest thing since sliced bread, I guess. And then the whole Cruiserweight division comes out there, and Enzo rips them apart on the mic, talking about how all of them combined, even with Neville, because at that point Neville comes out, combined that their merch checks wouldn't touch his merch checks. But then before Neville came out, he was singling out Drew Gulak, Grand Metalik, which I didn't like because I'm a big fan of Grand Metalik ever since the tournament. Did a tournament back then. And also Cedric Alexander, calling him Cedric the Entertainer Alexander, the Great. And even some others as well there. I'm forgetting. But either way, he's ripping each one apart a little bit individually, and then in total, as a division, saying that even when Neville does finally come out saying to his face that, hey, this is the final hour of Raw. This is the main event. The whole time you've been champion, Neville, you haven't sniffed the main event segment. And this is Enzo speaking, not me, but you know what I mean. That's what he said to Neville. And then Neville's looking at the rest of the Cruiserweight division that's still up on the ramp. So you see all the guys in the Cruiserweight division, as you would, if you can picture it, there's on the ramp all in a nice line. And I like seeing stuff like that, just in general as a visual. Dress military, thinking in that way. But point being is they're there. Neville's looking back, wondering what should I do? Should I attack him? Because Enzo already brought up during his promo that, hey, you got this piece of paper, no one can touch me. And he even says it again to Neville after he disses him right in front of his face, because Neville now is in the ring with the Cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore, and Enzo just sticking that paper in his face saying, hey, Kurt Angle said this. If you touch me, you don't get, as he called it, your baby, which is being the championship, his girl, the Cruiserweight Championship back. He doesn't get that opportunity anymore. It goes bye-bye. He didn't say that verbatim, obviously, but I'm just, paraphrasing. So again, like I said, at this point, now he's getting pissed, and he's looking at the rest of the Cruiserweight division, wondering, really, what should I do, sort of thing, that moment. And they're all, it's like, go get him, sort of thing. And that's what he does. He does it for the Cruiserweight division, not even, for himself in the Cruiserweight division, I guess you can say here, and just beats the crap out of Enzo, throws him outside the ring. First, he just kicks him, right? One of his, great kicks, and then Enzo goes out. Then he throws him outside the ring. Then he throws him one barricade, picks him up, throws him to the other one, picks him up, does it one more time, boom, to the other side. Then brings him back in the ring. Then he takes that piece of paper that Enzo had with that everything, and actually puts it in his mouth, sets him up in the middle of the ring on his knees, and then lines him up and kicks him right down to the mat. Yeah. But even as they're fighting, Enzo's trying to leave, and the rest of the Cruiserweight division comes now down the ramp, and Enzo then backs back up to, to Neville, and that brings him back in the ring, and then, like I said, paper in the mouth, kick in the face. And Enzo and Neville, as all this is happening, the commentary team is saying, well, Neville sealed his fate. He's not getting a championship title match now, because as was implied by Kurt Angle. Anybody that touches Enzo Amore during the celebration doesn't get a shot at the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. So Neville attacking him would that be? So does that mean Neville's leaving the Cruiserweight division? Or is there going to be a way Neville can get out of it and not? I do this, Kurt Angle being so annoyed by Enzo anyways, be like, well, it's null and void. I overturn it himself, because he is at least the only authority on Raw now. Stephanie McMahon isn't there. First time we see Stephanie McMahon since WrestleMania being at SmackDown Live to be at the aid of her father, Vince McMahon, after Vince was attacked by Kevin Owens in that situation there. So Kurt Angle could simply do that next week or 1 week. And then we could have the Enzo Neville rematch, and Neville can get his title right back. But yeah, it was certainly interesting, and where I think it's going to go, it probably will still go with Neville getting a rematch and getting the title back. I mean, yeah, maybe it's time to give another Cruiserweight a chance to get the title. But you have such a good thing with Neville. But then again, if you have him hold the title forever, then does that feel like? It's also devaluing the rest of the division. They just release chances and shots, even before Enzo got there. But it certainly was an interesting end to the show. And I thank everybody that was watching live. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome to send others this way and to check out the review after it becomes archived. And I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back tomorrow after SmackDown Live, after the review over on Talking WJ. And I will be doing a review again, as I always do, 2 reviews in the same night on the same show. About the same show. SmackDown Live here at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern, as I do here for Raw. But just tomorrow night on Tuesday night. So welcome to join me again at that time. I thank you all for being here. Thanks to Lapis Gamer and Seth freaking Rollins for joining me in the live chat, and to all others again that watched the live and will be watching archived. We'll be watching after it's processed and posted to this glorious channel. So again, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're watching tomorrow, enjoy your Tuesday. And as always, take care.
You're soft, you're slop. They call him pop. I'm rolling in beers, right?